For the past 5 years, I've read almost every time management and productivity book out there. And I've found 5 simple habits that I do every day that's actually helped to improve my focus, productivity, and overall efficiency in getting my most important tasks done. And for those wondering my credentials, these habits actually helped me in medical school, helped me to create content, staying fit, and making time for the various volunteer activities I happen to engage in. In the book The One Thing by renowned author Gary Keller, he made a statement. Success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Now, that statement from that book gave me a deeper perspective on how important habits actually are in our various fields of endeavor. Habits make difficult things look automatic and seamless, which then leads us to the first habit on this list, the focus mode habit. We live in one of the best times in human history. I mean, granted, there are wars here and there, but comparatively, this is actually one of the best times to be alive, bruh. The entertainment that the average man consumes are basically the stuff that kings of the 6th century BC would only dream about. Now, with this abundance, it also led to some problems. That is, we live in an age of massive distraction. A study was done by Microsoft where they compared the attention spans of people in the year 2000 to those in the year 2015. And what was discovered was that the average attention span in the year 2015 basically dropped to a whopping 8 seconds. Now, mind you, for context, a goldfish has the attention span of about 9 seconds. We actually live in a time where a goldfish actually has more attention than the average human in our time. Now, this begs the question, how does this relate to the focus mode habit? Your focus is also like a muscle, and like any muscle, it requires consistent training to be able to be utilized. Now, how this habit works is that when you are engaged in any activity that requires a lot of mental energy, you basically put your phone on focus mode. And if you do not have such apps on your phone, you can just do it the manual way, which is by putting your phone away. Now, just doing this alone significantly improves your ability to focus, because studies have shown that just mere presence of your phone actually has an impact on your cognitive abilities. Now, personally, I tend to combine this habit with the Pomodoro technique, whereby I set a timer for 1 hour, and within that 1 hour, I am not allowed to actually go on my phone. And in combination with the Pomodoro technique, now this is kind of like a sub habit. Within this habit, I like to engage something called the capture habit method. Basically, when you are in focus mode, funny enough, that's actually when you get the most random and seemingly most interesting thoughts, and you are tempted to go on your phone. Now, to avoid that temptation, what you just do is that you write down that thought. So when you are free again, after your one hour mark, or as the case may be, 30-minute mark, you can just go back and go through the thoughts that you've jotted down. And if they are still important, you can actually act on those thoughts. It helps you to actually take those thoughts out of your mind into a place where you can store them and not have those thoughts still lingering while you are trying to focus on something important. Which then leads us to the next habit, which is planning your day. According to Nir Eyal, the author of the book Indestructible, he talks about the fact that forethought is the antidote to impulsivity. Now, when you have a plan on how you want your day to go, you are less likely to engage in drastically time-wasting activities like scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours. To actually engage this habit, I personally like to use my Google Calendar right before I go to bed to actually look at how the day will go and observe the free blocks of time that I actually have within the day. Now, when I see that, I have 2 choices to make. Either I leave it as free time, or I decide to do something more productive with that time. Now, what this helps you to do is that it helps you to create guardrails on your free time so that they do not spill into the time that you want to use for things that are important, and also gives you an overview of the times that you can actually use for things that you might also want to add to your day that you've been pushing off for a while, like reading, for example. But what this planning actually helps you to encourage is being more intentional in how you use your free time and minimizes the waste of time. Now, the next habit on this list is the habit of paying attention. There's a famous quote by Peter Drucker which says, "If you can't measure it, you can't manage it." Now, this little habit of actually taking the time to actually observe your time usage on the apps on your phone actually helps you to take note of the apps that are not so obviously time wasting, but they actually are, because little 5-minute scrolls here and there actually add up to make up 4 to 5 hours of scrolling on TikTok. There's a really popular saying that it's the little foxes that ruin the vineyard. Now, this paying attention actually works both ways. Paying attention on eliminating time-wasting activities, and also paying attention on how you spend your time on productive productive activities. Now, why do I say this? Because sometimes we tend to delude ourselves that we are working, but when you actually really pen down how much time you spend, you may feel like you've worked for 4 hours, while in reality, you've only worked for 1 hour 30. There are two things that are involved. It actually helps you to open your eyes, to improve on it, and also you know your exact capacity per time. And there's a really popular saying, first, you need to know yourself. Now, when you know yourself, you are able to take steps to improve yourself. I don't know if that actually made sense, but yeah, I think you get me. Now, the next habit is having a running list, or rather a to-do list. Now, why is this helpful? There's a particular concept from the book Mastery by Robert Greene where he talks about something called dead time and a lifetime. Now, dead time are the times where you are forced to be in situations where if you are not really intentional, time will be wasted. Like going on a bus ride. That's a perfect example of dead time because you have no choice but to just be in the bus and go get to where you're going. But when you have a running list of things that you would like to do, if it's possible to do it in the bus, because you have a list of activities, it actually helps to save a lot of time in the decision-making process of what to do. Now, this is a personal example. While I'm on the bus, if writing a YouTube script is part of the list of activities to do on my running list, I can actually quickly draft a YouTube script while I'm on the bus and actually make progress of actually meeting my upload schedule like so. Which leads us to the next habit, which is habit stacking. Now, there are a lot of definitions for habit stacking, but a very simple way I like to look at it is habit stacking is basically combining a passive activity with an active activity. Like take for example, working out is an active activity and listening to a podcast is a passive activity. Now, while you are at the gym, instead of just focusing on the workout, you can also combine it with listening to an audiobook or a podcast. So in that time frame, you are actually achieving two major tasks. You are gaining more knowledge and also improving your fitness. Now, this actually helps you to squeeze in more things that you get done within the limited time frame of 24 hours that we all have on the planet. Our wisdom nugget for the week: be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. For riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations. And guys, if you like this video, I really think you're going to enjoy this video about the ultimate study guide to having time to study even when you are busy. Please don't forget to hit the like button, it helps the algorithm, and subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos like this one. And please also, if you can, I would really love to know what you think about the video in the comment section. And with that guys, remember to always keep it real. Bye guys.